Welcome to week 1 of the Colossus Open Tipping Show. We don't have a better name than that yet, so leave it in the comments. Any suggestions would be greatly appreciated. Grabba, the stat man, thanks
Hamish.
for coming on. Thanks for being here.
Thanks, mate. Nice to be here.
The Open kicks off this week. We're very excited. We've got tipping that's launched. Lots of tips coming through already. Very exciting stuff, and I know you love a stat, so I'm looking forward to hearing what you've got to say.
A few of these.
Off the bat, we are currently sitting in 3rd place in the Oceania sign-ups for the affiliate participation. We've got 99 athletes registered so far. What do you reckon? What's your prediction? Where do we get to?
I reckon I like 111. I reckon we can get there.
No, 111's shooting too low.
12? Too
No,
low.
I think,
too low. I like
yeah,
it.
too low. I think by the time Saturday rolls around, people come in, they're not registered, they do the workout.
Do the workout first and then register.
I'm thinking mid-130s. Honestly,
I like it.
Yeah, I'm thinking mid-130s. I know I said 150.
Yep.
When was that? Last year's Christmas party. We'll see. I reckon we're at least mid-130s. Talking workouts. The last 2 years we've seen the Open start with a kind of burpee and dumbbell hinge style of workout. Do you think that's what we're in store for 26.1 on Friday morning?
I think 2 years in a row is too close. I was going to mix it up. I reckon it's going to be a chipper similar to the 2024.
Yes, nice. Yeah, that's a great workout. I'd love to see a repeat of that. It was already obviously a repeat.
Yes.
But that would be exciting. Some people getting their first muscle ups, toes to bar.
Love to see it.
It would be good. We've got Jason Hopper, Dallin Pepper, Colton Mertens and Austin Hatfield doing the Open announcement on Friday morning. Big man versus small man.
Yes.
What do you think? Do you think that's going to play into the programming, or do you think that's just...
We obviously know CrossFit and the Open is for the little man.
Yeah.
So the big man's already starting behind. With Hopper and Pepper in there, I reckon they could have an echo bike, but it's not going to happen.
Impossible for the Echo bike. So all you Echo bike fearers, rest assured we won't be seeing an Echo bike. Tell us about the tipping. Tell us about the stats.
Okay, thanks, Hamish. I love the tipping comp, so thanks for running it again this year.
My pleasure.
Now, 22 matchups. That gives us 9.4 million possible tipping combinations. So we've got a tie break on there. We'll see if that gets used or not.
Mm-hmm.
But I reckon that booklet is going to be that booklet plus what we talk about today is going to be a big help for that.
Yeah.
Now, big one is some of them are easy to tip, but some we've got the male versus female, and so they've come in from different leaderboards. We have a male leaderboard and a female leaderboard. Last year there was 120,000 males in the Open and 95,000 females. So the finish position is going to be on just their raw number of where they finish on their leaderboard. So male versus female, you might want to take that one into account. And with that, the point spread is a big thing. So there's 3 weeks of workout, and it's just going to be your overall position at the end of the Open. So I've got a couple of examples here. Last year we had Lauren Ryan and Jess, where Lauren won the Open in the head-to-head, but she only won one of the weeks. Jess won the other 2. Same thing, Nathan and Trent. Trent only won 1 week, won the match-up. And Mike and Mark, 250 spots, I think, difference.
Yep.
And Mike's just won 1 workout, Mark's won 2. And then the big head-to-head, me and Anna Burke, same difference. I've beaten her in 2 workouts, but she's won overall last year.
Yeah. Very good.
Oh, and one more thing to add into that, RX and scaled. So in the Open, you can choose week to week if you're an RX or a scaled athlete, but RX will always beat scaled.
Yeah, so we were talking about this before with the way the leaderboard works in the Open. The lowest place who completes the workout RX, and then the highest place scaled workout comes in directly below that. So when you're thinking about which workout to choose, we're obviously doing this as a test. It's not like, hey, we're here to get always a fantastic workout in. We encourage you, if you can, do the movements, or at least the first part of the workout RX, that you attempt it. In these workouts, as you've seen, we've been programming the Open workouts in classes. You often hit these roadblocks anyway, and you might get to a point where you're just trying to do your first bar muscle up, or the weight is your 1 rep max, for example. And we encourage you to start the workout RX and just get as far as you can. Obviously, if you can't begin the workout, the starting movements are too difficult, you choose scaled, but we do encourage you to try your best to jump in RX.
Let's jump into the head-to-heads.
Let's do it. Jess versus Loz off the bat. Jess has the bar muscle up. Will we see that? Will that come into play? Loz narrowly won last year, but again, Jess won the majority of the workouts, but the biggest point spread when Loz won got her over the line. Jim Ryan and Sumpton. I'm liking Sumpton for this. Doesn't have holes. He's very consistent.
Yep. I reckon Jim Ryan is a red-hot chance to go out red hot and then crash.
Definitely possible. Now, Lairdy and Nathan. This is the one I want to see. They've got history.
Yep.
They get at it in class. This is my tip to watch. I'm very excited to see this go down.
Nathan has never beaten Trent in the Open,
Yep.
but he's been talking about it for 3 years. So if it doesn't happen this year, well, I hope you still remember.
I think Nate's got the engine. Trent's maybe got a little more pacing, although Nathan's been improving that.
100%.
And maybe a bit more strength on Trent's side, but it's going to be very exciting. Aaron and Ellis.
This is my slam dunk tip. Sorry, Ellis. I think Steph had a big win last year, obviously out this year, but Ellis subbing in, I think Aaron's got the win.
Yeah, I agree. Aaron, strong pick there. Gisela versus Moz, very even, 2 rookies, very similar skill sets as well. I think Gisela's a bit stronger in the female weights compared to Moz in the blokes weights, but Moz does have a few more advanced gymnastics moves. Got the bar muscle-ups last week or something.
Oh, yes.
So it's exciting there.
I don't know this too well, but it's a domestic dispute, so I love it.
Exactly. Another domestic dispute, Jacob versus Brady. Brady been a bit quiet at the start of the year. Jacob's been chipping away. Bit of a lover's tip, but I think I like Jaco for this one.
This is one I'm really keen to watch because I reckon in class often they'll both scale, but in the Open they'll do RX. So does those class results transfer into the Open?
Yeah. Big 3-way head-to-head in the girls, Jess, Han, Leanna. I don't know what to think about this. Definitely Jess, bit more skill, bit more weightlifting, not quite as much engine. Hannah, bit more engine, not quite as strong as the other two. Leanna just coming off the back of a bit of an ankle injury.
Yep.
Too much to think about there. I don't know. I think it's a coin toss for me. Who do you like in that matchup?
I think weightlifting not a big thing in the Open.
Yeah.
So but Hannah does need someone to knock her off.
Yeah. Yep. Fair enough. Kate and Holly, another really good one. The mother-daughter clash. Going to be exciting to see.
Yep.
Do you want to speak to the scoring here?
Yeah, this is a good one. So we've got Holly in the 14 to 15 teen division. So for her, RX is going to be with a 10 kilo dumbbell versus Kate with a 15 kilo dumbbell. So how does Holly with a 10 match up with Kate with a 15? And same thing will go across to the barbell as well. Gymnastics movements will be the same though.
Yes.
So it's really exciting to watch that one.
Brooksy and Brownie. Unfortunately, we've had to scratch this one. Brooksy injured last week, so thinking of him, hoping for a speedy recovery for Brooksy. I was looking forward to seeing this one. These guys are quite similar in terms of cardiovascular, and both not training as consistently as they always like, but God, they go red hot when they're in. So I would have really liked to see that. But thoughts with Brooksy, rest up, mate, get well soon. What do you think about Caitlin and Alicia?
This is another close one.
Yeah.
My note here is the best of friends make the best of rivals. So I don't reckon they're going to be talking to each other for 3 weeks.
Yeah, I like it. I think similar to a couple of others, maybe Caitlin with a few more of the advanced skills, a little heavier weight, but Alicia with the better engine. So it always makes for an interesting
week to week is going to be good to see.
Yes. Ed and Curtis. He's a seasoned competitor.
Yep.
Heavily involved in Masters League, done lots of events. But I think fitness-wise they're pretty similar. But I just think Ed with that little bit more comp experience.
I have to say these two, they're not heavy on the logging the score. So I reckon I reckon the Kingston inside is going to be very good, but the Mornington might be a bit of a coin toss about who they're going to tip.
Yeah. Brody looking for redemption against Loz. I know you're a big supporter of Loz's work. You think that's an easy tip for you?
I did have that, but I was thinking Brody, most improved at the Christmas party.
Yes.
It's going to go a long way. But Loz does have the advantage of the female versus male ladder, or leaderboard. Yeah, where do they sit relatively in that? So it's going to be an interesting one to watch.
Yeah, I don't mind Brody.
Won't be the gap as last year.
Yeah, I don't mind Brody for this, honestly. Like, I think anything's possible, but geez, Brody's improved the last 12 months.
Very much.
Yourself versus Anna. Is there going to be inversion? That's the question everyone wants to know. Are we going to have to get upside down?
Well, not just upside down, but my other tip I had on, or lead I had on her was the bar muscle ups.
Oh yes,
and then
that's gone.
She's just got them in the last 2 weeks, so now I'm very concerned.
Yeah, the list of scary movements for Anna is definitely shrinking. Hannah and Juliet. I've seen some big things from Juliet in some of the open daily classes that we've done. But Hannah as well on the first day up at Rival in Launceston, she was looking really good there. Unfortunately was sick. Is that going to play into it for day 2 of that competition? I'm not sure. But she definitely gets her head down and has a go. So definitely won't be easy for Juliet.
Good one from the partner mashup, this one. Didn't know each other,
yes.
Met at the partner mashup, being a pair at Rival together, and now Rivals in the Open. So
good call.
I love this work from these two.
Can Luke Jones hold the boys back? Do you think Luke Jones can sneak the win again?
There's I think Toby's been playing a bit of funny buggers last year. He didn't log. He did the workout, but he didn't log the 3rd week.
And have you done the maths?
I haven't done the maths. But,
okay.
Yeah, I think Toby's just trying to slide under the radar for this year. I thought he was
saying that to make himself feel a bit better. I wasn't sure if there was truth to it, but you've looked it up, so good for you. I thought Lockie had it in the bag about November.
Yep.
I was, he was head down, he was getting to work, but school holidays, he's been pretty relaxed, I reckon.
Yep.
So
I think Jonesy with the lifting, as you say,
yeah,
just being able to cycle the barbell well, it's not going to take away from the other movements as much.
I think those young lads maybe need another year, a little bit more eating, and then they might come back next year. John versus Brad. Again, John a bit heavier with the lifting, Brad a little bit more competent with the gymnasticsy stuff, similar cardiovascular situation, so another good matchup there.
Don't know these two either too well, but I do know that Brad in the Masters League just recently has been putting out some very good performances. So Travis is going to have to be John's going to have to be a bit of a good performer to knock him off, I reckon.
Yeah, I think so too. Brad is over in Japan currently, drinking sake and snowboarding, so we'll see if he comes back in one piece. Are you tipping me this year?
I think I went you last year, so...
I apologise to everyone I let down last year. Yeah, look, Dylan's been sick.
Yep.
He's not been his best performance, but in saying that, I've seen Dylan do some pretty unreal things when he's sick.
Once the 3-2-1 starts, Dylan's a different beast.
I agree. So who's your tip there?
That's another coin toss. That's just going to be good to watch.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Jake versus Jed. I think Jake's had an excellent school holidays training block. He often puts his head down and works really hard through that school holidays piece. Jed is still a little bit stronger. Is that going to play in? I think in terms of their skills, they're so similar. I think what could separate them is if we do see a lift. I think Jed maybe puts an extra 10 kilos on the bar, and we've seen that make a really big difference in some of the strength tests.
Yep. I think I agree, these two are very similar. It's going to be they're either going to hate the workout or they're going to love the workout, but they're going to be doing it together.
Yeah, it's going to be good to watch. Maddie versus Shez. Who have you got here?
Again, I don't know Maddie so well, but Masters League, put up some good scores, but Cherry Ann, with her comp experience, I think is coming right through. She does a lot of comps, works very well at them. So,
yeah, Shez certainly has the comp experience. But I was looking at the split between them in last year's, and Maddie's unlocked a lot of skills since then. She's got her toes to bar, she's got her pull-ups.
Yep.
So I think we're going to see a pretty big improvement from Maddie. I'm looking forward to seeing how that plays out. Today, 4 reps between Flanagan and Bigger. That's today's Monday. We've just done the burpees, dumbbell snatch and overhead walking lunge. 4 reps separated Flanagan and Bigger. What do you think happens come the Open?
I reckon this has got a bit of extra to it. This is the promotion relegation one. So last year, you and Dylan with Kieran were in a 3-way, and then maybe the second tier of Trent, Nathan and Jordan.
Yep.
And so Kieran sort of lost that 3, Jordan won that 3.
Yep.
So I reckon the winner of this is back up into 3.
Bit of an interim belt or
with
something.
you and Dylan next year.
Yeah, I like it. Who's your tip?
Bigger.
Yep. I don't know. Bigger just had the baby. Does that play into it? Doesn't post a lot of scores, so it can be hard to know what his training's actually looking like. You got another point on that?
No, just with if Bigger can show that he can win today and not just relying on a lift, he's in a pretty good place.
I agree. Charlotte and Kim, we spoke about this might be the most opposing of skills that we have in any of the rivalries. Charlotte obviously hoping for some more heavy lifting, Kim hoping for some fast-paced burpees. Coin toss.
Yep, I agree. Coin toss, but I do think this one might end up with a big margin, could end up, depending on the workout.
Yeah, point split if there's something that pulls Kim up that she can't lift the bar. Is that what you're thinking?
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, well, good luck, Kim. Where are we? Mark and Mike. This was ridiculously close last year. We had, 201 spots between them, and they're, ranked about 60,000th.
Yes.
And within that 60,000th, they're separated by about 200 spots. Ridiculous. Coin toss. Nothing to be said here.
I think, as we said, this is one of the ones where, last year Mark is won 2 workout. Mike's won 1 workout, but the point spread was enough to get those 200 spots in front.
I think they've both had a pretty similar training 12 months. Mike's been in this game a really long time, but I think Mark still has some competition gains to make, being clever in workouts, the dealing with the feelings on comp day that Mike probably, he's come and gone, he's seen those gains. I think Mark is becoming a smarter competitor. Will that play into it? We'll have to wait and see. That's the last of the matchups. What else have you got to say? Well,
the only one is the movement. So it was interesting reading in the form guide with the favourite, or what they're looking forward to, what they're not looking forward to. But I thought run through the movements that essentially, is this 15 of the Open? 15th year of the Open, or must be getting around that?
Yep.
And I think, so the double unders might have been in the most consistent. Only maybe 1 year they weren't there, or every year. And the other movements that are, you can almost bank on being on is toes to bar, chest to bar, a burpee variation, muscle ups, ring or bar, and barbell cycling.
Yeah.
And we talked about the heavy lifting. I reckon this is a year where we're going to see maybe not a max lift, but an ascending ladder in the workout. Every 2 or 3 years, one of those will come in. Not every year, but every other year.
I think we're going to see a max lift.
Yep.
I think we're going to. Last time we saw a max lift was 2023 with the shuttle runs and the thruster at the end. I think we're back in for a max lift. We'll see.
I think that people would like to see a max lift.
Yeah. That's it. That's all from us.
Thank you. I'm looking forward to this weekend. Good luck, Hamish.
Thank you very much.
I can't wait to see the chips start to roll in.
Exactly. See you next week.
Cheers.